5A. Listening and speaking. Listening.
Welcome to the City Tour of Prague. My name is Maria and I'm your tour guide today. Let me introduce you to the magical city of Prague by first telling you how our city originated. In the 7th century, a beautiful Slavic princess with the ability to foresee the future ruled over the Czech lands with her husband, the prince. A legend says that one day the princess had a vision of a great city. She told her people to go and build a castle at the spot she had seen in her vision. However, when the builders arrived, they found a man building the doorway of his house. The castle went ahead, and in a show of respect to the man, the city was called Pra, which means doorway in Czech. Now on to the tour. We begin here at Wenceslas Square. As you can see, the square is a lively area with plenty of hotels, restaurants, cafes and shops. Wenceslas Square is one of the two main squares in Prague, and it is very popular with visitors. At the top of the square you will see a striking statue. This is Saint Wenceslas on his horse. Good King Wenceslas was murdered over 1,000 years ago by his brother, and now Wenceslas is a national hero. Next we are going to pass through the Old Town. When you enter the Old Town Square, you will feel like you have been transported back in time 600 years. The architecture is absolutely spectacular. Let's take a look at the Old Town Hall Tower and the astronomical clock. The Old Town Hall is an impressive building, and you can climb to the top to enjoy a fantastic view over the Old Town Square. The clock has an elaborate design, and every hour on the hour a small trap door opens and out marches the figure of Christ, while death, in the form of a skeleton, strikes the hour. There is an interesting story about the clock. It is said that one day a prisoner saw a bird caught in the mouth of death. The man thought this was a bad sign and believed that he would spend the rest of his life in prison. Then, as the clock struck the hour, the mouth of death opened and the bird was released. Some days later, the prisoner was released from prison. Now we will walk across Charles Bridge. This is a 14th century pedestrian bridge linking the two sides of Prague. As you can see, there are beautiful views of Prague from the bridge. Now we will move on to Prague Castle, which is the largest medieval castle in Europe. We will take a tour of the castle, but first I would like to tell you about one of the most famous legends. There is a tower at the castle called the Tower of Dalibor. According to the story, a man called Dalibor was sentenced to death and imprisoned in the tower. His crime was protecting some peasants. While Dalibor was in the tower, he played his violin. Dalibor's music was so beautiful that people all over the city were moved to tears. The authorities didn't announce Dalibor's execution, and when his violin suddenly fell silent, the people of the city knew that he was dead.